What if the demon's bride wasn't the hero, but the villain all along? This recap is about to start a war in the comments. The film opens with a girl dressed in red, sitting on her bed. Suddenly, something invisible begins removing her jewelry and veil. It is revealed that, with the help of an old woman, she has been married off to a demon. The story shifts to three young women from the same household. Together, they run a small chicken shop. Every morning, they head to their shop and begin preparing the orders for the day. Home, we see Rennie's daughter asking her father, Bao, to drop her off at school, since all the women have already gone to work. Bao agrees. Just then, his brother Bayu arrives, carrying a rooster. Bayu spends his days at home, arranging cockfights. Bao, frustrated, scolds him for living a useless life and points out how even his pregnant wife is forced to work. Bayu shamelessly defends himself, saying his rooster fights are a big investment that will make them rich someday. During breakfast, the family gathers around the table. Bao's mother is furious at Rennie because it was her duty to prepare breakfast, but she left early for the shop without cooking. When the three women return, the mother shows affection to Sidi, her other daughter-in-law, but continues scolding Rennie despite all her hard work at the shop. In her eyes, no matter how much Rennie earns outside, she must still fulfill all her household duties. Strangely, she never treats Sidi the same way, even though both are her daughters-in-law. The third girl in the house is her own daughter. Though hurt, Rennie hides her feelings and starts preparing breakfast for everyone. She asks Gita to drop her daughter off at school. The old lady becomes furious again, accusing her of neglecting her child. Rennie explains that she had to drop Bao off at work enough to deliver chicken orders afterward, and if she had gone to the school, everything else would have been delayed. Bao then gives some money to his mother for the household, and some savings to Bayu so his pregnant wife would not face any problems. After that, Bao and Rennie leave for work. On the way, Rennie confides in her husband, saying she feels hurt that his mother never appreciates her and always accuses her of treating Sidi unfairly. What hurts more is that Bao never defends her in front of his mother. Bao apologizes and tells her she must learn to adjust to his family. Rennie agrees, but asks him at least to stand by her sometimes. Rennie drops Bao off for his job, then goes to work at the shop. Later, she returns home to find her mother-in-law crying while Sidi comforts her. When Rennie asks what happened, the old lady lashes out at her, blaming her for being irresponsible. Only then does she reveal that Rennie's daughter had been in an accident. Horrified, Rennie rushes to the hospital, where she meets Gita, who admits it was her fault. She had forgotten to pick Nina up from school, and the little girl was hit by a car while walking home. Rennie breaks down and begs the doctors to save her daughter at any cost. The doctors tell her Nina's condition is critical and she needs urgent brain surgery, which would cost a huge sum of money. Rennie sells her car, but even that is not enough. She pleads with her family to sell the house, but her mother-in-law and Bayu refuse, instead blaming her for neglecting Nina because she was obsessed with business. Even Bao cannot be reached, since his job keeps him at sea for months. Bayu even refuses to give her Bao's savings, claiming they belong to his wife. Desperate, Rennie remembers the old woman she met at the hospital, who had mysteriously handed her a paper. She contacts her, hoping for help. The woman, however, is not an ordinary person. She is a witch. She tells Rennie that there is one solution, a ritual called Gori that would marry her to a demon. If she agrees, her daughter will be saved, and all who trouble her will be dealt with. Terrified yet helpless, Rennie agrees. The witch bathes her, performs chants, forces her to swallow a raw chicken liver, and then dresses her beautifully before taking her to a room filled with flowers. There, Rennie gives herself to the invisible demon, becoming his bride. The witch, pleased, explains that from now on, Rennie must personally feed the demon chicken liver every week. The next day, Bayu is upset that one of his roosters has gone missing. Meanwhile, the family is shocked when Nina suddenly returns home completely healed. The grandmother is overjoyed, but Sidi grows suspicious. How could a child recover from such severe injuries overnight? She suspects Rennie has used dark magic. From then on, City secretly observes Rennie and notices her behaving strangely. One evening, she sees two versions of Rennie in the house, one sitting inside and another arriving at the door with Nina. Frightened, she confides in Gita, but Gita dismisses her fears. Soon after, City spies on Rennie in the bathroom and records disturbing footage of her acting possessed. She shares the video with others, humiliating Rennie in public. Enraged, Rennie confronts City, nearly stabbing her. Her eyes glow like a demon's until Gita intervenes. That night, things take a darker turn. City sees Rennie eating raw frog straight from boiling water. Later, Rennie strangles her and tears out her liver, devouring it. City disappears, and the family believes she went back to her parents. The killings don't stop there. Bayu, haunted by visions of his dead wife, eventually finds her corpse. When he accuses Rennie, she unleashes her demonic strength, brutally killing him as well. The grandmother is horrified but insists the family must hide everything to protect their reputation. Over time, Rennie loses all control. Gita, terrified, seeks help from a neighbor, Mr. Hodge, who confirms that Rennie is possessed by a demon. During his ritual, Rennie violently reacts, proving the possession is real. Even Bao, who had refused to believe, is finally convinced after hearing a demonic male voice behind Rennie's door. One by one, the demon kills the grandmother and Bao. Finally, it goes after Gita and Nina. But when Nina cries out, calling Rennie mom, something inside her awakens. Rennie regains control for a brief moment. Realizing she has already killed so many loved ones, she begs Gita to run away with Nina. Then, in despair, she pours petrol on herself and sets herself on fire, sacrificing her life to end the curse. The film closes with Gita and Nina moving to a new village, hoping to start fresh. But when Gita opens a wardrobe in their new home, she finds the same red bridal dress Rennie wore during the demon wedding, hinting that the nightmare is not truly over. Yes, the film tricks us into sympathizing with Rennie as a desperate mother fighting to save her daughter. But the moment she accepts the demon's pact, she stops being the victim and slowly becomes the true villain. Her choices unleash death on her own family, and even when she tries to fight back, it's too late. The evil inside her has already destroyed everything. Got a better theory? Drop it in the comments. The best take it a shout out in our next video.